Welcome back, family. Today's video will review women who regret leaving their husbands.
So, I have posted a few videos over the past couple of months about a fella that I was dating and how amazing it was. And this past week, we ended it. And it's crazy, but I feel like this one hurt a whole lot more than my marriage of almost 11 years ending. I don't know if it was just because I fell so hard, so fast. I was just excited that I had found something that made me feel alive again. It stings so much more if it's because I realize that I'm still tainted from my divorce. I feel like I brought on the insecurity and struggle with trust into a new relationship. Maybe it did more harm than good, but dating sucks. After ending a marriage due to infidelity, I'd rather be single for the rest of my life. So, it's a struggle. And I worry that this is going to be a struggle I feel for a long time. But I wanted to get on and say that you're not alone. And give yourself some grace. You're just trying to protect yourself.
Why would you leave your husband just to go get hurt again and again and again? Now she said that her husband cheated and we can only take her word for it. I don't encourage men to cheat on their wives, but it is always better to try to make things work than ending a whole marriage. When a man cheats, it is easily fixable because men usually cheat for different reasons than women. Now she is trying to convince herself that she should leave alone for the rest of her life. Which is really hard because we are social beings and we all need companionship. And I would even say that women need it more than men do.
I'm divorced, single mom of 2, haven't dated in 16 years, decided, hey, I'll give a dating app a try. Why not? So I got on to Match.com, had no idea what I was doing. I haven't been in the dating scene. I've heard horror stories, but I gave it a shot, right? Didn't really seem invested in it, didn't really come across anybody, till I met this guy. We talked for weeks before we went on our first date. Started dating in November. Been dating a lot, together a lot, texting every day. He's been in my home, and then found out this week he was never single. 4-year relationship. He's currently on a trip with her, and she saw him texting me on Facebook and messaged me to let me know. I wasted a lot of free time. I trusted this guy.
Fellas, do not feel sorry for these women. There is definitely plenty of men in her DMs trying to be in a relationship with her. But she chose a guy who was probably one of the best-looking men in the app. And that is why they all get played, because they all choose the top 10% of men and ignore the rest.
Dating as a woman in your 50s is not for the meek. Today, I went on a date with a man, age 54, who informed me 5 minutes into the date that he really wished that brothels were still legal, that it would be much easier to just go there than to have to go through all this trouble of having to be nice to a woman and take her on a date and pay for her dinner and buy her a bunch of crap and then get nothing in return.
I definitely understand the point of her date. The modern woman doesn't deserve to be courted because she is not traditional. At this age, this woman shouldn't even be in the dating market. She shouldn't expect all of that because she already hits the wall. But on the other hand, I believe that her date put in more efforts when he dates younger women.
Most women who are dating after divorce aren't looking to f around. They want long-haul love. If that's you, you need to date with intention. That means, what do you want, what do you need, and what are your deal breakers? If you're out there trying to date all willy-nilly with no intention, it will be like trying to nail Jell-O to the wall. It's not going to work, and it's extremely frustrating.
It's really funny how divorcee women with children still think that they are high value. They talk about their deal breakers and high standards. Meanwhile, the men that they really want don't even want them.
You're married for a long time, it doesn't work out, you're divorced, and now you're going back into the dating pool. Be prepared, girls! It's a whole different ballgame out there, lots of different rules. Like, for example, you go on 2 or 3 dates with these guys and they expect to get an invitation back to your house. I don't know what kind of NC-17 rated babes in Toyland house you think I live in, but okay, so I'm on a date with the guy. 3 dates, he expects to come over. I thought, you could come over. Okay, now the guy's back at my house. I got a 45-year-old man hopped up on brandy and Cialis sitting on my couch looking at me like I'm going to give him a good time. So I said to him, unless your idea of a good time is Sophia Petrillo and the Golden Girls, it's not happening for you. Because let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm about to fluff my satin pillow, put in foam rollers, and pour myself a nice warm glass of Metamucil, okay?
Like I said before, do not feel sorry for these women. They wouldn't have looked at your way when they were in their prime years, and most of them were probably treated really good by their ex-husbands, but they decided to leave them thinking that they could do better. Let me show you an example of what I mean in this next clip.
I guess you could say I was a stay-at-home wife for a little while. We weren't legally married, but we were together for a long time, for a few years. I was working when we met. I was continuing to work. Pandemic came, I lost my job. I wasn't required to go back to work. I could pretty much just like be in the house, you know, things like that. I didn't really have to think about it too much. I decided to leave that relationship because I felt like there was nothing wrong necessarily with it, but I felt like I wasn't growing in it. My goals aren't necessarily to be a housewife. I don't necessarily see myself having children. I don't see myself being a mom and just being stuck in the house. For me, I don't think I could just be limited to just being a housewife.
So a lot of people say you had a good man, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll never take that away.
And you left this good man. So what are you hoping to find? Because obviously the next person you date gonna have to meet that standard, you know?
Sometimes when you're in those type of relationships, when you're in that role, that's just like all they want you to that's all they want you to do. And to me, I just didn't want to do it anymore.
As long as our laws keep incentivizing and rewarding women for leaving relationships, the marriage rate will keep on plummeting. And sadly, this might probably be the end of our Western civilization. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and drop a comment of what you think about the video. Have a good one.